all, welcome to our another movie, XtraOrdiNAARI movie, where we keep interviewing inspiring people. You all have seen me interviewing many Naris from our group, but today we have a different movie about a Nar. So here we have a very young boy who actually is very inspiring, not only for the guys, but for the girls as well, for the Naris as well. So we are going to interview him today, and I'm sure you all are going to love this because we are going to talk on different topics, and these topics are something which even Naris are not comfortable talking about. So, Aryan, I would like you to introduce yourself first.
Sure. Ma'am, my name is Aryan Vanjani. I currently study in Srimati Sulochana Devi Singhania School, pursuing ISC Commerce, and I further aim to get more insightful knowledge in the field of economics and finance. Moreover,
Yes. Yes, Aryan, due to a technical difficulty, we were not able to hear Aryan properly. So, Aryan, let's start with your introduction again.
yes, ma'am, my name is Aryan Manjani. I'm currently studying in Srimati Sulochana Devi Singhania School, pursuing ISC Commerce, and in this field, I would like to gain more insightful knowledge about finance. And I am intending to do a major in the same field of economics and finance. And as you know that I am a very insightful student who is interested, because in my spare time as well, I spend most of my time reading financial.
Okay, so a lot of technical difficulties today, but so we will talk to Aryan again and we'll ask him to introduce himself. So yes, Aryan, sorry for the interruption.
Sure. Ma'am, my name is Aryan Manjani. I'm currently studying in Srimati Sulochana Devi Singhania School, pursuing ISC Commerce, and in the future, I aim to gain more insightful knowledge about economics and finance. In fact, in my spare time as well, I read economic and financial books about how the world functions despite several recessions, depressions, and as we can currently see, the COVID-19 pandemic, how is it actually functioning? So I love to read economic and financial books about the same.
So Aryan, what is it that you read more when you say about economic? Is it about understanding the economic, how it's going up and down, or how you can still relax and find a solution to the falling economy?
So ma'am, with respect to economics, I am actually interested in two aspects of economics, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. So in this, I actually learn how does the economy function? How does the currency flow? The international trade, its impact on imports and exports, how is the currency depreciation, devaluation, all these things, how do they take place and what impact it has on the society, on the consumer in the long term? And how do these consumption and production expenses actually contribute to the development of the world, the country as a whole? So I actually gain these types of aspects from economics.
Okay. So tell me one thing, is it that you always liked reading about economics since your childhood, or there is somebody who influenced you? How does this start?
Ma'am, I started getting intrigued and compelled by the subject of economics in my standard 11 when I actually got into deep insight about the world crisis, about the economic crisis of 2007 and 2008. So when my father told me, my father is a chartered accountant. So when he educated me about how did this happen and how much time it took for the world to get back into stability, I was actually intrigued by the subject. So in my standard 11, I got more compelled about this subject and started gaining more knowledge about the same.
Okay. Okay, so Aryan, tell me, what all things have you done, your achievements? Because I've read a lot about your achievements and all the different kind of, apart from economics, you have done a lot of other things. Your interest areas are multiple, in fact. So what is it? Tell us.
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, in my school, I'm the founder and organizer of the Accounts and Finance Club. It is a club which aims to educate students about the basic financial and accounting concepts which they would learn when they hold critical positions in the future, whether be it the company's chief operating officer or a normal manager. The skills which they would require in the future, and these skills are very fundamental, which the club aims to educate the students about. And apart from that, I am also the organizer of one of a school month, International Singanya Model United Nations. It is one of the most renowned months in the Thane city. So here there are several. So in this month, we aim to actually collaborate with the technical and marketing teams so that we deliver a good and experiencing conference for the students and delegates who participate. Outside of school, ma'am, I am the director of community services at Parmat Destitute Foundation.
So you spoke about Destitute. So what is
Yes,
it?
ma'am. So I am the director of community services at the Parmat Destitute Foundation. It is a foundation which was incorporated to strengthen the cause and motive of menstrual hygiene. Because in our country, menstrual hygiene is considered to be a very trivial issue. Well, maybe because this is due to the orthodox mindset, the old traditional mindset of the Indian people. But our cause, aim, and goal is to make it very important that menstrual hygiene is not a trivial issue. It is as important if you get a malaria, heart attack, or anything, because it is a very fundamental issue that everyone needs to be educated about. So our organization aims to strengthen the cause of making it fun.
Wow. So tell me, when did you know about this? Because it's a very it's a issue. Menstrual issues are something that even many women don't talk about it upfrontly. In fact, in public areas, they don't feel comfortable talking about this. So being a male and at such a young age, how did you understand? Who made you understand about this thing, and how did you connect with this this foundation, this place where you guys work for this hygiene of menstruation?
Sure, ma'am. So I actually got to know about the menstrual hygiene in my standard 10 when I was getting myself enhanced with a subject known as home science. And in that book and in that subject, we had one chapter known as menstrual hygiene, where I was not actually aware about what it was. But during my standard 10, when I came to know about its effects, its implications, and its negative consequences, if it is actually not paid critical attention. So I actually got to know more knowledge about this from my mother, who told me that in India it is considered to be a very trivial issue, and that many people actually ignore and don't take into account its negative implications. So when I actually joined the non-governmental organization Parmat Destitute Foundation, there first I went on to camps. We educated the people, the tribal people, about why it is important. Then after I collaborated with my school as well, with the Tata Memorial Hospital, to
Okay.
which would help us in distributing these sanitary pads. So the president of this non-governmental organization, Miss Kavita, she got very impressed by this, as a result of which she made me the director of community services for the Thane region. So I have further strengthened this cause, where I'm also collaborating with my school, where we send doctors to the tribal regions, to the Yaur Hills, wherever these causes are ignored. And these doctors go there and educate the, the people, the girls, about how important this is.
Wow. So when this thought came to your mind, and did you share with your friends, and did they react in a different way?
Yes, ma'am. I remember that when I shared this with my friends, in fact, they were excited as well, because they believe that community service is very important. Yeah, no matter you might be very good in academics, but if you don't actually serve your community, the reason why you have been given birth, then it is not the purpose why you're a human. So my friends were actually very happy to collaborate with me, and in fact they also contributed about 200 sanitary pads while this was being done. So they were very intrigued by my idea, and hopefully they also understood how important and fundamental this cause is. So yeah, they helped me a lot.
That is really very nice about this generation, that you guys are accepting things and trying to break the myth that we have in this in our country, especially in India. We have this really for belief where we don't talk about this, and we actually think this issue is something which is kind of sometimes I've also seen people, when the moment somebody says that this lady is going through this these days where she's bleeding, and I see people giving a weird look and feeling like, oh my god, she's somebody who should be avoided for these days. So yeah, but today when I'm talking to you about this, I'm really very happy. I have a son who is 5 year old, so I'm really happy the generation who like you are taking these steps and thinking in a different way when it comes to these kind of issues. And I'm really glad that this is happening. So you tell me, what is it that now you're doing, and what are the things? What are your plans? What is your goal of life now?
Sure, ma'am. So the goal of my organization is to get the importance of menstrual awareness to each and every region where it is ignored. So our foundation currently organizes various campaigns. We used to go every week to some tribal region, but due to the current situation of COVID-19 pandemic, we are not able to contribute to the society. However, I remember earlier we used to go to the regions, we used to take doctors with us, and those doctors would actually educate them, because the tribal people wouldn't believe us telling, but they would surely believe the doctors, because the doctors are the ones who actually have more insightful knowledge about this cause. So our main aim was to take these doctors to the entire region of Thane, like wherever these causes are ignored, and these doctors would actually go there, educate their parents, and we would donate sanitary pads each and every week. Not only sanitary pads, but we would also distribute protein powder and various other essential items which are needed by these kids, these girls, to actually strengthen their immunity, because as we all know, during the current situation, immunity is what actually matters.
True,
So we
absolutely.
used to go and strengthen this cause further and further. Our aim is to not only get this spreaded in the region of Thane, but in the entire country and in the entire world, especially in India, because of the orthodox mindset of the people that it is a trivial issue. We just need to eliminate this from the mindset of the people, that it is a trivial issue. We just need to eliminate that. That is our main goal.
And with you kind of kids like you, I'm sure you are definitely going to eliminate it completely. So I'm really glad. So Aryan, tell me that you are still studying. You're in your class 12th, right? Right now you're in 12th,
Yes.
right? You are pursuing 12. You would have your board exam soon. Okay, so how do you manage your studies and these social causes? And I'm sure you must be also doing different sports activities or some different activities. How do you balance all this?
So, ma'am, during the weekdays, Monday to Friday, I just pay more attention, greater attention on my academics. And during the weekends, I feel that instead of taking a break, why don't we serve the community? So, during the weekends, I go with my friends, with my team at the Parmat Distribute Foundation to further this cause, where I not only go on Saturdays, but both Saturday and Sunday. So, I hope that I actually utilize these 2 days efficiently, because instead of relaxing at home, why don't we make others relaxed by actually ridding themselves of their worries? So
Wow, that's a
during the
wonderful thought.
weekdays I focus on this, and during the weekends I go for this cause.
So, what are your hobbies?
Ma'am, my hobbies are, I actually love public speaking. Anytime I get, I participate in Model United Nation conferences, because I feel that public speaking is a must in the modern business world. If you don't have public speaking skills, even if you become a director, manager, or anything, you need to have these critical skills, because these are very fundamental for the future. And maybe students are even aiming for university applications. So universities make sure that the student has the adequate public speaking skills. And apart from public speaking skills, ma'am, I actually love reading financial and economic books, autobiographies of these successful business people, Ratan Tata sir, Elon Musk sir, Warren Buffett sir, all these great philanthropists as well.
Wow. So I'm sure one day you would be in those names, so, because I can see that
Thank you, ma'am.
determination and the way you are passionate about what all you do, everything that you do in fact. So, Aryan, tell me one thing. You have so many, interest areas. So, how does a family gets involved in your life? How much support you get, or how do they help you in everything that you
Ma'am, in fact, if it wouldn't be for my family, I wouldn't be able to do these things without the support of my family, because my mom and dad were the ones who would actually encourage me to get myself as a diverse student who not only excels in academics but each and every aspect. They taught me that in life academics is not the only thing that will make you feel more proud, but serving the community, encouraging yourself to go ahead is what would actually make you proud. So it is due to the contribution of my family, their continuous efforts, their encouraging words that made me the student I am today. So I actually thank them, because without this support, I wouldn't be so motivated to get this cause ahead, to get these activities ahead.
Wow, that's really so nice of them. And I'm sure they must be really proud of you and all the things that you're doing. So tell me, Aryan, do you have friends? I'm sure you must have a lot of friends, right? So do you spend time with your friends?
Yes, ma'am. But I don't spend time during the weekends, because during school days I actually collaborate with them in several activities. So I have friends which actually make me feel more comfortable with them while they are in their extracurricular activities. For example,
Wow,
I don't have friends with whom I go out. I have friends with whom I go for public speaking conferences and various other activities. So I have
that's
these
commendable.
business leader friends.
That is nice. That's really very nice way of looking at life and living life in a different way. Wow. So who are the people, if I have to ask you, role model for you? Who would that be?
Sorry, ma'am, I couldn't hear you.
Role model.
Okay, role model. Ma'am, to be honest, I have no role model. In fact, I am the role model for myself. I,
Wow.
I see myself and I think that, am I better than yesterday? So I don't actually compete with my friends or make sure that they are my role models. I want to see myself as my role model, because in the future, I would develop if I have the courtesy, if I have the efforts and willingness to actually go there. So I see myself as role model and make sure that every day, any free time I have, am I better than yesterday? Am I utilizing my time efficiently? Am I serving the community? So I make sure that I myself act as my role model.
Oh, that's really very nice. Something very new way of looking at life. Okay. So, what is your mantra of life?
Ma'am, the mantra of my life is that with hard work, you can achieve anything. And for me, ma'am, failure is as certain as day and night. Failure is going to happen. So the mantra of my life is that even if I fail, I shouldn't give up, because failure is going to happen. It is bound to happen. Whether or not we would be able to comprehend it, but we would actually go through that phase. But what we actually need to do is that we don't need to feel ourselves that we cannot do anything. We just need to engush our heart, our mindset, our brain, that we can achieve anything. And whenever I feel sad that I am not able to achieve anything or I am not actually performing up to the standards, I recall the story of my favorite superstar. He's not an actor, but he's one of the fastest athletes in the world, Sir Milkha Singh. I remember
Oh,
his story, how difficult his life was. Hardly at the age of 10, he lost his parents. He was beaten up by his mates, but still persisted despite the odds. So the mantra of my life is that just keep moving. These dots would actually serve as a bridge that would help you and make you successful in the future.
wow, that's really very nice. So, wow. I mean, I am feeling that there's so much that I have to learn from you now.
Thank
So,
you,
I'm
ma'am.
really glad to connect with you. Thanks to your mom. So, Aryan, have you always been good in studies, or have you ever failed, or any low on scores, anything?
Yes, ma'am. With success, failure is bound to happen. So I remember, ma'am, during my standard 8 and 9, I was not so interested in studies. In fact, not, I would pass, but I would not get the desired score that I wanted. I was not excelling at academics during my standard 9, and I was actually more motivated to spend time with my friends, and I didn't actually value the hard work and efforts which would be critical for us in the future. But during my standard 10, when I actually had the motive of scoring more marks, doing it with hard work and serving the society. So my standard 9 was a transition phase for me, because before my standard 9, I wouldn't actually pay so much attention. I wouldn't excel in academics. But after my standard 9 and 10, I went on, I collaborated with several other activities as well, apart from academics. So yeah, ma'am, before my standard 8, I was not so keen on studies, but now presently I am very keen, because I value the hard work and efforts, because they would surely bear fruits in the future.
Definitely. So what changed in standard 9 suddenly?
I don't exactly remember the change, but I remember I was watching the movie of Sir Mahendra Singh Dhoni. How
Okay.
how despite the odds, how much he failed. He was not even sure whether he would be the captain. I mean, whether he would actually participate in the Indian team. So I got to know that in life, we don't actually have to always have fun. We need to grow ourselves. We need to develop each and every day. Because in life, we won't always get success. We would actually fall down during the various parts when we are attaining our goal. So in Standard 9, actually, after watching this movie, Sir Mahendra Singh Dhoni actually changed my mindset. And
That's so
he
nice.
actually strengthened me to go ahead and actually collaborate more, grow myself more, and just do more hard work, because before my standard 9 I wouldn't do so. During this path I actually realized that how important and critical it is for us to develop ourselves, because we cannot be the same person each and every day. We need to
Definitely.
change.
True, and we need to grow always. So that is absolutely right. So like every kids, every kids, they have this when they are growing, every day they want to become something new. Someday they want to become policeman. Someday they want to become a doctor. But was it same with you?
Yes, ma'am, I remember that during my standard 5 or 6 I had the dream of becoming an astronaut. But then
Wow.
when I got to know in my standard 8 that science was not cup of my tea, I actually changed that and I thought of becoming an accountant. But now when I realized that even accounts is not my cup of tea, so I thought of becoming an economist. So these thoughts, these flattering thoughts would come with everyone. I hope that my parents also went through the same stage where they were actually confused what to become.
I'm
So
sure
this is
everyone
bound
does.
to happen, because we are not so certain about the future. We are not so certain about our causes, what we want to do, until we become matured, maybe at the age of 15 to 16. We actually come to know what, in which subject do our interests lie, and which subject would actually help us, make us happy, make us not feel so bored during our spare hours.
Wow, that's absolutely true. So now to you, what do you want to become? Like, become like I know you have multiple interests. You are focused on your academy. When it comes to academy, you are very much focused that you would like to go for accounts and economics, finance and economics. You have multiple interests of doing community work, becoming a public speaker, a motivational speaker, a lot of things. But then every with multiple area of interest, you also have one thing that you want to be called as, like, I have multiple I do multiple things. But then at the end of the day, when somebody will ask me, Karuna, what are you, I would like to be called as a trainer. Okay, so what you want to be called as in future?
I would like to be known as an economist in the future, because
Okay.
I am actually fascinated by the subject of economics. Because if a company or the country wants to grow, it is up to the economist. How do they forecast the growth of the company? So in the future, I want to be known as an economist who actually forecasts, predicts how would the country function, because these economists actually do the real foundations of their life. getting to know about how the cash circulations, the international trade, its impacts on the world economy, recessions, depressions. How do these things actually go? These phases, how do these things actually happen? How does a country become developed from a developing or an underdeveloped nation? How did the United States of America become the greatest economy in the world? So economists actually help us know what leads to these factors and these phases, these successful phases that the companies or the countries are in the position currently.
You
So yeah,
plan to
I would
have
like
your
to be known
own
as an economist.
company?
Sorry, ma'am?
So would you plan to have your own company?
Well, ma'am, I'm not so sure, but if I do get a chance, I would surely go for that motive.
Okay. So along with your work, where you are very much clear that you want to be known as an economist, uh, would you also, I'm sure you would, but still I'll ask you, would you also work with the community and the cause that you've already started on menstrual hygiene?
Sure, ma'am. In fact, I would love to do so because I always take into account the example of Sir Warren Buffett and Sir Bill Gates. Ma'am, as we know, they are one of the top top 10 richest persons in the world. But apart from that, they are also philanthropists. They serve the community. In fact, Sir Warren Buffett and Sir Bill Gates have entered into a contract where they would be donating 99% of their wealth after they die. So no matter what I become, be it an economist, be it a businessman, I would never leave this phase, this motive of community service. In fact, I'm motivated by these true superstars in the world. How they actually, notwithstanding that they are rich, they have the lifestyles, but they never forget the cause of serving to the community.
Absolutely right. That's really sweet. So, Aryan, I am really impressed and I really loved the way you have planned your future. You are very clear with your goals. You know what you want to do, what you want to become. And I'm sure your parents are very proud of you. We feel very proud that we have such, the generation next is going to be like you. So I really feel very happy. So, on a last note, Aryan, do you want to see anything that you want to share, or something that you want others to get motivated from?
Sure, ma'am. I would just like to state one thing in life that never get disheartened by failure. We all are going to fail because we all know that in the current generation, if we do not get anything, if things don't go as per our consideration, people actually commit suicide. They don't take into account its implications in the long term. So, one thing that I would like to educate the people about is that just never give up. Make sure that you give up your best. I mean, you give your best. No matter whether you feel successful or not, just keep striving for success. And if you fail, just remember that failure is the first attempt in learning. That itself states it. FAIL, the first attempt in learning. So fail. It is rightly said by Sundar Pichai sir that wear failure as a badge of honor. So take failure and motivate failure to actually get to the stage where you want to go. So I would like to motivate the young generation to not get disheartened by failure and just keep striving for success until we get it.
True, absolutely right. And also, when you say success is something that we define. It could be, just passing in your exam could also be one of your achievement and success. But we define our success, how much we want to be
Yes.
more successful.
It is a very
So
subjective concept indeed.
yes, true. So yeah, that very nicely said. Do not get depressed, and it's very important, the way Aryan said that yes, he also had low scores in his seventh and eighth, but then it changed, and now he is doing really good, and you already heard the kind of achievements he's mentioned. So it is very important because nowadays we get many kids connecting with us, and who are going through a lot of problems when it comes to their personal life, their academics, and they get into depression, they get into different kind of bad habits as well. So here we have this guy, a wonderful, wonderful person, Aryan, who is actually doing different things and multiple things, and is such a motivation to young even to us, to everyone, in fact. And Aryan, I'm really, really happy to connect with you. I really want to thank your mom that she connected us, and we
Thank
could
you, ma'am.
know things you do. And I really wish you luck for future. I'm sure you don't need any vision as well. You are so much focused and your hard work. You're going to reach where
Thank
you want.
you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Aryan. And on this note, we have this first nar on our extraordinary platform sharing his inspiring story with us. And we will be connecting again with another inspiring movie next week. So, on this note, have a good evening to all of you. Take care and bye. And bye, Aryan.
Thank you, ma'am.